The movie kicks off with a story from the end of World War II, when the Soviet Union and Finland agreed to the Moscow Armistice. Finland was supposed to disarm and help push the Nazis out of Lapland. However, the Nazis had other plans. They decided to destroy everything in their path using a scorched earth tactic, wiping out cities, towns, and roads. Meanwhile, far away in the deep wilderness of Lapland, a man had turned his back on the war for good. Our tale begins with an elderly gold miner, eagerly panning for gold in a stream. His excitement bubbles over when he discovers a tiny speck among the stones. He's so focused that not even the roar of passing planes makes him flinch. With determination, he digs a pit, hoping for a big strike. As night falls, he watches the chaos of Lapland from a safe distance before resuming his quest. His persistence pays off the next day when he uncovers a precious gold nugget, bringing tears of joy to his weathered eyes. Gathering up his newfound treasure, he loads it onto his trusty horse and sets off towards civilization. But his journey takes a dangerous turn when he encounters a group of Nazi soldiers. They mock him, but one, Bruno, shows a hint of compassion. Despite the looming threat, the old man presses on until he stumbles upon more Nazis fixing their truck, adding another hurdle to his path. Tension escalates as the soldiers stop the old man, rifling through his belongings and discovering his precious cargo of gold. Mockery ensues, with one soldier taunting the old man's age, while others entertain the idea of ending his life. But when they take aim at his loyal dog, fury consumes the old man, and he retaliates with a shocking display of violence, dispatching his attackers with deadly precision, revealing a hidden past of darkness. Meanwhile, Bruno, drawn by the sounds of gunfire, rushes back to the scene. Amidst the chaos, he stumbles upon a dying soldier clutching a piece of gold, a grim realization dawning upon him. As the old man flees on his horse, the situation intensifies when a tank joins the pursuit and bullets rain down upon him, forcing him into a desperate flight for survival. In a heart-wrenching moment, the old man's beloved horse meets a tragic end, crushed by a mine. Bruno and his men close in on the old man. Yet, amidst his grief, the old man remains focused on salvaging his scattered gold, displaying a stoic determination. With cunning resourcefulness, he uses a stone to trigger a mine, narrowly escaping Bruno's relentless pursuit. But the confrontation reaches a critical juncture as Bruno commands his men to open fire, and the old man, now armed with a shield, valiantly defends himself. After a tense standoff, Bruno calls for a temporary truce, sending men to verify the old man's fate. Yet their attempts are met with gruesome demise, each falling victim to the deadly traps laid by the old man, leaving Bruno bewildered by the unseen dangers lurking in the wilderness. As Wolf confirms the minefield, Bruno devises a chilling plan, summoning 2 female prisoners and a rope. While awaiting Wolf's return, Bruno discovers a tag attached to the fallen horse, prompting a moment of reflection. Amidst the tension, a brave prisoner steps forward to shield her friend, the group tethered together as they lead Bruno's unit onward. Meanwhile, Wolf relays orders from the general, instructing Bruno's unit to vacate Finland immediately. The grim tally of casualties is discussed, with Wolf revealing the terrifying truth about their adversary, Atami Korpi. Once a victim of Russian aggression, Atami transformed into a relentless warrior, earning a fearsome reputation as Koshai, the Immortal. Wolf warns Bruno of the futility in confronting such a formidable foe, whose Russian kill count exceeds 300. Despite the general's orders, Bruno refuses to retreat, sensing an opportunity amidst the chaos of war. He believes their only hope lies in Atami's legendary stash of gold, a tantalizing prospect for escape and survival in a world fraught with danger and uncertainty. Meanwhile, Atami crouches beside a charred car, grimacing as he extracts a bullet from his wounded leg with a steady hand. Just as he teeters on the brink of unconsciousness, the rumble of Nazi vehicles and baying hounds shatters the silence. Swiftly, Atami darts for cover, slinking beneath a truck and dousing himself in gasoline to evade the keen senses of the hunting dogs. But his escape is thwarted as a bullet finds its mark, searing pain lancing through his already injured leg. Bruno halts Wolf's trigger finger, opting for a more sadistic approach. Releasing a hound to finish the job, Bruno watches with satisfaction as Atami sets himself ablaze and plunges into the nearby lake. Yet Atami's survival instincts prove formidable as he eludes both bullet and beast, resurfacing to breathe another day. Determined to claim Atami's elusive treasure, Bruno dispatches soldiers to retrieve the gold, unaware of the deadly trap awaiting them. Elsewhere, fear grips the sailor as he meets a tragic end for his attempt to flee. Atami, utilizing the corpse as a shield, maneuvers to safety amidst Wolf's relentless gunfire. With the dog's arrival heralding a momentary respite, Atami slips from Bruno's sight, his survival instincts guiding him to sanctuary. As Chapter 5, Scorched Earth unfolds, Atami returns to his raised hometown, greeted by desolation and despair. Amidst the ruins, he reunites with his faithful dog, only to discover a sinister surprise, a bomb strapped to its body. Before he can react, the bomb detonates, leaving Atami unconscious and vulnerable. In a cruel twist of fate, Wolf and Bruno stumble upon the fallen warrior, hanging him from a pole in a macabre display. Feigning death, Atami watches as Bruno claims his hard-earned gold, a bitter reminder of the sacrifices made in pursuit of riches and revenge. After they leave, Atami leans against the pole, using it to hold himself up despite the pain from the bullet wound. He spends the night suspended there, feeling the weight of his exhaustion. As dawn breaks, a plane rumbles overhead, landing nearby, causing the pole to weaken. Atami begins to slide down. From the plane emerge a pilot and a Nazi soldier named Muller. Muller watches as Atami falls, but is surprised to find him alive. The pilot commands Muller to finish Atami and his faithful dog. However, before Muller can pull the trigger, Atami acts swiftly, taking down Muller. Seeing this, Atami knocks the pilot unconscious with a brick. Catching his breath, Atami gazes at his only possession, a single gold piece, feeling a surge of anger. Initially, he buries it, but then a plan forms in his mind. Meanwhile, Bruno receives news of a rescue plane arriving for him and Wolf. When questioned about the rest of their soldiers, Bruno dismisses their importance, claiming they're unnecessary in Norway. Wolf agrees, suggesting the others will find their own way. However, their journey is halted by a blocked road. Investigating, Bruno discovers a crashed plane, not their own. As he approaches, he notices the dead pilot with a familiar rope around his neck, the same one used to hang Atami Corpi. Bruno's excitement grows, and he orders his men to depart quickly. In a separate encounter, a female prisoner mocks the Nazi soldiers, sensing their fear of Atami. She warns them that he's relentless, refusing to surrender even when everything's taken from him. The soldier challenges her, asking if she believes Atami is immortal. She clarifies that he's not immortal, but rather unwilling to succumb to death, declaring that they and their allies are already doomed. Suddenly, Atami appears, dispatching the soldiers and offering the girl a weapon. She stands strong, and Atami reveals the guns he's brought for the prisoners, ready to turn the tide. Atami takes out the truck driver and hands control to the woman. Then, he signals her to halt the truck. Climbing atop Bruno's tank, he directs it into the area where the prisoners are held. Bruno gets word that all is well, but suddenly the female prisoners overpower his men, halting the truck. Atami pounds on the truck roof, prompting Bruno to send Wolf to deal with the old man. But Wolf's attempts fail. Atami breaks his arm, and they tumble from the tank. Wolf pleads for mercy, just as two Nazis on a bike arrive, startled by the sight of Koshai, and flee. Atami rides off on the bike, leaving the prisoners to confront Wolf. Meanwhile, Bruno and his tank driver find the waiting pilot. Tension hangs heavy as the pilot locks eyes with Bruno, who promptly shoots the tank driver. Bruno and the pilot prepare to take off, but Atami reappears, firing shots their way. A bullet catches the pilot, but Bruno compels him to fly, relieved that Atami remains grounded. Soon, Atami is spotted beneath his plane, attempting to board. The pilot alerts Bruno to the plane's noisy engine due to its age. Atami manages to get inside, and Bruno arms himself. They engage in a fierce brawl, with Bruno proving to be a formidable adversary, punishing Atami for being a thorn in his side since their first encounter. Despite his weakened state, Atami notices a bomb nearby, and as Bruno strikes him again, he fastens the belt's hook to the bomb, hurling it downward. Bruno is dragged along, meeting a grisly end. Atami takes a seat on a bench, observing the plane's descent. Upon investigation, he discovers the lifeless pilot and, to his dismay, no parachute on board. With resolve, he braces for impact as the plane crashes into a swamp. Meanwhile, Finnish soldiers tense up as they spot a Nazi tank approaching. However, they relax upon seeing their women riding atop it. Questioned about the other Nazis, they reveal that only Wolf remains. In the final chapter, a Tommy emerges from the swamp, gold bags slung over his shoulder. He heads to a bank, causing a stir among the staff. Approaching a lady, he empties the gold onto her table. As he demands bills in exchange, he declares they'll be easier for him to carry, and the movie concludes with this bold assertion.